person that's never seen, barely seen $1,000 anywhere, anything with $1 million on it, they're going to be excited about and take it before
Exactly. And over time, most people are not going to win. So most people are dumping money into it.
There was a story of a young lady. I don't know exactly what it was. I think she won some type of lottery where they gave her two options. She would get, I think it was like a payout of like $2 or $3 million right up front, or they give her, I think it was like $20,000 every month for as long as she lived.
Yeah, that's how they do it.
And she did this. Well, people think that it's kind of crazy, but if you consider the fact that she was probably 21, her life expectancy she was white, so she probably lived to 132. You know what I'm saying? She looked like, that was a smart, a lot of people would not understand that. That was a smart thing.
It's a whatever the, not only that, you pay taxes on it. So not only is that a scam, here's the scam about the lottery. Not only does, like, say if everyone pumps money into the lottery, say you buy $100 worth of tickets and Jamie buys $100 worth of tickets and I buy $100, so there's $300 in the lottery. There's not even $300 available
to pay
if you win.
Right.
So, and then if you win, you don't get all the money. You get the money over a long period of stealing money from people that are desperate.
Right.
It's legalized gambling where the house always wins. So it's a whatever the. Not only that, you pay taxes on it. So say if
the
you
winner
get that,
pays taxes.
yes,
Yeah, of course.
So say if you take that $30 million payout, you don't even get $30 million. Then you have to pay taxes on that $30 million. So they get money from that too. So they can't fucking lose. It's a crazy.
That is I got to get on Kill Tony. I said, that reminds me, Kill Tony reminds me of the Def Jam era, right? And when I say that, there was a platform for undiscovered talent, people that you've never seen, it's such a spectacle. Like Def Jam, it was people that didn't have the skill set to fucking go headline, but they was being seen. Same thing with Kill Tony. Look, this is what I appreciate about that show, for whoever likes it or whatever. It's a platform to get on. That is I got to get on Kill Tony.
100%.
But it gave people some hope. When I was staying at the hotel the other day, 3 people traveled across the country like with the hopes of that, you know? So I know how important that show is. Work for anybody, call my own shots, make a fair wage, take care of my family, enjoy my friends and everything. And it's me connecting with a God-given talent. Anything else is a bonus. Yes. I don't look at it like I need the private jet and everything. Certain things you're like, that would be nice, but I just look at what this life has given me, and I'm appreciative of that. I know so many people that of my class, whatever, that aren't doing nearly as well as I am, or even the ones that are. That don't mean that they're happy. You know what I'm saying? So when he asked me that question, I didn't think any bad of it. I was like this. I don't get caught up on looking at somebody, they got this, they got that. I like this. Am I happy? Am I comfortable? Do I get to do what I want? So whether I tell people all this all the time, whether I get another film opportunity, whether I get another TV show or whatever, or any of that, I'm living what some people's dreams are.
Yes.
And it's not my dream, it's my reality.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if this just everywhere, but everywhere I go, it's like the most interesting thing now that's selling on any platform, especially social media, is beef. And I don't understand why people gravitate toward negativity more than anything.
That's normal.
Why? But you know what? It's interesting. You think these guys, people, they just sit back and it's like, okay, what can I say to make people upset, get them riled up, and then I take advantage of the engagement that they do?
They're in a different game than me. All right, their game is trying to get engagement. My game is talking to people that are interesting.
But doesn't that become, I don't want to be triggered or anything, but doesn't that become destructive
100%.
after a while?
100%.
Well, it used to be a time where, like you say, a person would go on a podcast because it was interesting, they told funny stories,
right,
or they was good at their craft or whatever. But now it feels like all these platforms, and I don't know, that's just in my community, when I say that, black people, it's like the only way I can find myself interesting if I talk shit about people.
Right.
And motherfuckers are going away from being funny when you get interviewed. Like every fucking podcast I turn on now, it's somebody, I'm exposed this person. And the one thing they're not doing, especially as a stand-up comedian, motherfuckers don't give a fuck about being funny no more. Are those days over? I was trying to talk about, and I had this issue, you might have the same issue. some people know people a certain way, you know them a different way. And I use an example, and I'm going to get shitted on for saying this or whatever. Like, oh, how could you say that?
You gotta stop worrying about what other people think.
Can't do it. I can't do it.
You gotta stop worrying about what
Okay.
other people think.
I will.
This is the conflict.
Right.
You know how you feel. Just be yourself.
Do you think that you paid attention to those haters? Now you're in a position right now. You have so many reasons to say fuck them. Do you feel like you had that same belief when you was first starting this? Did you engage them then?
Well, I engaged online with a lot of people in the early days because I didn't understand. What you're doing is you're engaging with people that don't have happy lives.
Right.
And they're negative. And there's some criticisms that are good for you because some criticisms make you evaluate what you're doing and say, okay, well, what I need to do is be undeniable. Think of you have like 100 points in a day to spend on things. If you spend 30 of those points thinking about haters, or 30% of those thinking about bitter people, 30% thinking about other people that are doing better than you, that's 30% that you robbed from the 100% that you have to focus on your life. I have things to do, man. I have a family, I have friends, I have loved ones, I have interests, I have hobbies, I have comedy and podcasts and the UFC and all these different things that I like to do, and I think about those things. I don't think about negative, stupid things with people that have bitter, angry minds that are concentrating on other people's success and trying to tear them down all the time. Because they're trying to tear them down all the time because they compare themselves to them and they don't like how they stack up. They don't like the fact that person's doing better. They don't like the fact that person's more successful. So they try to take things either out of context or they try to misrepresent who that person is. They try to change public perception of that person to try to drag that person down. And it's transparent. The reason why it doesn't work is because people inherently know what you're trying to do. It's a waste of your precious resources. You only have so much time in the day. My time I spend on things that I think are interesting or beneficial or things that excite my curiosity. And I think that is the way I like to live. I think they're preying on people's need to believe in things.
What do you think makes people so connected to the Bible? Is it because of wanting to believe in something?
Definitely wanting to believe in something. And then specifically, if you look at like the teachings of Jesus Christ, if you follow them, I think it'll lead to a better life. I think it makes you a better person, makes you a better member of the community. It reinforces community. I think they're preying on people's need to believe in things.
Right.
And I think they're very predatory. And I think that's why they're flying private jets and driving Rolls Royces and living in mega mansions on giant ranches. And they're doing it all off of donations of people that are barely getting by. You know, I think it's a scam that's legal. I think if we were a just and righteous society, it wouldn't be legal. I mean, you're taking advantage of people when they need something to believe in and you're asking for all their money. Like I remember I was watching this guy on TV once, like televangelists are the worst. And this guy was saying that if you are broke, you should borrow money to donate it to the church and it will be paid back to you tenfold. It's all horseshit.
But those are all desperate people.
Genesis does not specifically specify, what kind of fruit Adam ate, only that it calls it fruit from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Yeah, so it's not necessarily an apple. We call it an apple. The text never names the species, apple, fig, etc. The Hebrew word is peri, a general term meaning fruit without a botanical detail. Where the apple idea came from, over time, Jewish and Christian interpreters proposed many candidates, including fig, grape, pomegranate, citron, and others. Now, common ideas that an apple developed later in European tradition, helped by wordplay in Latin and Old French, where the words evil and apple or fruit sounded or were spelled similarly. So it's not necessarily an apple.
I really don't know what to believe, but
Well,
I feel like I get so much more information when I come here.
Yeah.
I don't know if people understand that.
Well, the crazy thing is that, I mean, I've found this out recently because I've actually been reading the Bible, that there's no reference whatsoever to Adam telling Eve, you're not supposed to eat the fruit from the plant with the knowledge of good and evil.
I never knew that.
Yeah.
I just know
It's just
that there was
Adam
a white
just-
woman with an apple and his shit got fucked up after that.
What happened was God created Adam. This is what Genesis says. God created Adam and then told Adam, go and name all the animals. And then, when he was done with that, Adam made Eve. But he never said, it never says in the Bible, Adam told Eve, do not eat the apple.
Who's giving us this misinformation? Snitch or whistleblower? There is a difference.
No, he was a snitch.
Whistleblowers are people that snitch on people in higher profile positions like corporate America. But what I'm finding out...
No, he wasn't a whistleblower. He was an actual
straight
snitch because he was turning other people in.
And I don't want to make everything about race. Is that phrase, snitches get stitches, more prevalent in the white community or the black community, or is it across the board?
I think it's across the board, isn't it? Like the black community is famous for keeping their mouth shut when someone gets shot or when someone does something, like when cops come and question people.
I don't know if that's the truth anymore, because what I'm
not anymore.
Interested now, because now I see, like, especially in my community, so many people like, Rat, I got the paperwork and everything. And now it feels like that motto of being loyal is dead. It's like people now, they getting caught with shit. In the minute they get caught, they snitch on everybody.
Right.
And there's no repercussions when they come home. There's no repercussions. I don't see that as much. I see so many people that are like, they saying whatever the fuck they want to do, whatever, and they still out here just living their lives normal like ain't nothing fucking happened.
They associate salt with high blood pressure, salt with this, salt with... It's not true. It's bullshit.
What type of salt? Is it a different salt? Is it like...
No, it's not. Salt's not bad for you. Well, first of all, there's iodized salt, which is actually good for you because it contains iodine. They add iodine to it, which is good for you. But salt is not a bad thing. I mean, you shouldn't have too much salt.
So why
salt,
do
if you eat enough salt,
Joe,
you could
can't
die.
be the person to educate me with this. So all of these years,
it's a
these people
total
getting their toes chopped off,
That's
amputated.
not why. That's not why. If you're getting diabetes, it's usually from sugar.
Okay.
You know, there's been a lot of misinformation that's spread because of actual scientists that were bribed by the sugar industry.
Right.
So the sugar industry, they paid a bunch of Harvard scientists. It was Harvard, right? I believe it was. They didn't even give them a lot of money. Was it the 1950s or 1960s, Jamie? Do you remember? So this has all been outed now, but what they did was they tried to associate saturated fat and foods with saturated fat with being responsible for heart disease.
Right.
And they did that to try to get the blame off of sugar, because sugar is fucking terrible for you. It's terrible in basically every way, especially added sugar.
So why are all of these diseases that we speak of are more happening in the black community than in the white community?
It's diet. It's 100%. It's sugar.
Processed food?
It's processed food. It's diet. It's sugar. It's sugary drinks. It's the amount of sugar. Like if you drink like a 1 liter Pepsi, the amount of sugar that is... Okay, let's find that out. How much sugar is in a 1 liter Pepsi? If you drink several of these a day, one of them, I believe, is more sugar than you're ever supposed to have in a day.
Pepsi is the one, and that's why.
Well, it could be Coca-Cola, it could be Pepsi, Mountain Dew.
I think it's 100%.
Pick your poison.
I think it's 100% Pepsi.
Well, Pepsi's, I don't know. Does Pepsi have more sugar than Coca-Cola? I don't know. You know, Coca-Cola is one of the only things that's still flavored with cocaine leaf. Sugar content, 115 to 123 grams in a 1 liter bottle. That's a crazy amount of sugar. Say if you drink like a 1 liter Pepsi, the amount of sugar that is 100%. It's sugar.
Processed food?
It's processed food. It's diet. It's sugar. It's sugary drinks. It's the amount of sugar. Like if you drink like a 1 liter Pepsi, the amount of sugar that is... Okay, let's find that out. How much sugar is in a 1 liter Pepsi? If you drink several of these a day, one of them, I believe, is more sugar than you're ever supposed to have in a day. Sugar content, 115 to 123 grams in a 1 liter bottle. That's a crazy amount of sugar. 25 teaspoons, 35 sugar cubes.
God damn.
That's 130%, 138% of the recommended daily value of sugar. That's where people are getting type 2 diabetes. They're getting it from excess sugar, specifically excess sugar, like in a liquid form. Your body does not know what the fuck to do with that, because nowhere in nature do you get sugar in a liquid form like that. Like salt with high blood pressure, salt with this, salt with... It's not true. It's bullshit.
What type of salt? Is it a different salt? Is it like...
No, it's not. Salt's not bad for you. Well, first of all, there's iodized salt, which is actually good for you because it contains iodine. They add iodine to it, which is good for you. But salt is not a bad thing. I mean, you shouldn't have too much
So
salt. Look,
why
salt.
do
If you eat enough salt,
Joe,
like, you could
can't
die.
be the president. Educate me with this. So all of these years,
It's a
these people
total
getting their toes chopped off.
That's
amputated.
not why. That's not why. If you're getting diabetes, it's usually from sugar.
Okay.
You know, there's been a lot of misinformation that's spread because of actual scientists that were bribed by the sugar industry.
Right.
So the sugar industry, they paid a bunch of Harvard scientists. It was Harvard, right? I believe it was. They didn't even give them a lot of money. Was it the 1950s or 1960s, Jamie? Do you remember? So this has all been outed now, but what they did was they tried to associate saturated fat and foods with saturated fat with being responsible for heart disease.
Right.
And they did that to try to get the blame off of sugar, because sugar is fucking terrible for you.